Our country is at its lowest point in living memory. We no longer have the country I grew up in.
Sont extrémistes.
Qui ne croient pas dans la science, qui sont souvent misogynes, souvent racistes aussi.
Canada has changed dramatically and for the worse. Inflation is eating away our standard of living. Government and household debt has skyrocketed. Our healthcare system is hopelessly broken. But even worse than the state of our economy is the state of our culture.
Putting it on pause for everyone listening on podcast on Viva Barnes Law. What is it called? Viva Barnes Law for the People. We're watching right now Maxime Bernier's by-election run launch video, and it's damn good. And he's damn right. Let's just continue listening to this.
State of our culture. We are living in a completely different society, one overtaken by evil. I'm ready to fight. I know that if we do not fight for our values and our culture, we will lose everything. That is why I'm proud to announce that I'm putting my name forward in the upcoming by-election to be your representative, you the people of Portage-Lisgard, in the House of Commons, because families deserve a strong voice. This by-election is about giving a voice to the people of Portage-Lisgard. It's about your values and who you want to represent you in Ottawa. Send me to Ottawa, and I will speak out against the anti-family policies pushed by the Ottawa elite. I have a message for those who feel forgotten here in Portage-Lisgard.
And Canada. This is having one voice of reason in the House of Commons, or in Parliament. Don't actually know if it's the House of Commons. Having one voice of reason would be a start. That's an exaggeration. There's a few.
You will be forgotten no more. I will do everything in my power to be your voice in Ottawa. Here in Portage-Lisgard, this is where we hosted the biggest PPC rally in the party's history.
Was that the one where Maxime got arrested for having an outdoor political rally? The same week Justin Trudeau was taking a knee for BLM protests. Was it the BLM protests in Ontario? Thousands and thousands. No, I actually think it was the protest for the incident with the guy that ran over the family with his car. No, thousands and thousands of people gathering there. That's fine. Maxime Bernier, it wasn't this, because it was a smaller political rally of like a few dozen people arrested off the jail.
In Plum Coulee, near Winkler, 3,000 patriots came out to support our fight for freedom. It was the biggest rally held by any political party during the last election. Just outside this riding, I was wrongly arrested 2 years ago for refusing to comply with immoral, unconstitutional, and tyrannical COVID restrictions imposed on us.
Does anyone watching this disagree with this? If there's anybody who watches this and disagrees with this, I would like to know why, and I would like to have a public discussion with you.
I feel a special connection to this riding. This is where the renewal of our country will begin. We have a special opportunity here, the opportunity to jumpstart a much-needed political revolution in this country, to make history by electing the first ever People's Party MP and adding a badly needed true conservative voice in the House of Commons. And it starts right here in Portage-Lisgard. We will never compromise on our values. We will fight until we win and restore sanity in this country. In 2023, a true conservative voice is more necessary than ever. This by-election is...
Oh shit! I think I might now have to say that I'm conservative. I'm joking. I see Maxime in the backdrop. I'm joking. The People's Party of Canada, for which I ran, it's beyond conservative. It's a constitutional party.
The start of a major turning point in Canadian politics. Let's begin this common sense, populist, conservative revolution right here today for the people of Portage-Lisgard and for all of Canada.
Testify, Maxime, from your mouth to God's ears. I'm bringing you up. Okay, everybody. Let me just make sure before I bring Maxime in, are we successfully live on all platforms? Rumble? Yes, we are. Locals? Yes, we are. High Calling says there's nothing on Rumble. It is live on Rumble. I can see it right now. Let me just press play. Yeah, we're good on Rumble. All right. Everybody. Maxime seems to have disappeared. In that brief time I needed to check, while Maxime comes back in, because I see the avatar, I see two super chats. I support Mr. Penny. 99. Mr. Penny's the Marine who was arrested, second-degree manslaughter charge. We'll talk about that tonight. Reason why it's not 100%. Why is he in a place that nurtures lack of morals, logic, and law? JRC1, thank you very much. And there was another super chat. Little Rock, how you doing? Good evening, Viva and chat. I have another infection in my leg and have to go to the surgeon again tomorrow. Everyone pray it does not mean another surgery. We will pray. Everybody who knows Little Rock, I think, if I'm not mistaken, had one leg amputated because of secondary issues. So everybody who believes in prayer or the just positive zeitgeist and energy, Little Rock, Godspeed. God bless. Thank you for that. Okay. Now I want to bring Maxime in, but I only see the black, okay, now he's disappeared from the link. He'll be back in a second. So before he comes back in, standard disclaimers: no medical advice, no election fortification advice, no legal advice whatsoever, people. We are simultaneously streaming on Rumble, Locals, vivabarneslaw.locals.com. Okay, Max is in there. Super chats, YouTube takes 30%. You want to support the channel? Rumble has these things called Rumble Rants. They're taking 0% for the rest of 2023. 100% goes to the creator, but they typically take 20%. Best place to support. If you like what I do and you like what Robert Barnes and I do, vivabarneslaw.locals.com. Get some merch. Viva Fry. Maxime, let's do this. No, your audio's off. I don't think hold on. Let me just put you on mute. I don't think your mic is plugged in. You have to try that again. That's okay.
He said I'm supposed to be good. Can you hear me?
There you go.
You're supposed to be good. Yeah.
You're good. You're good now. I can hear you. Your audio might be low, but I can bring that up. Maxime.
Okay. How are you?
No speak. Jeez, I think I haven't spoken to you since hold on. I have it in the backdrop. Well, we haven't spoken or seen each other since. Do you remember these days, Maxime?
I remember.
Those were the days when the world was falling apart, and we said, it's only going to last a couple of months. And lo and behold, we're 3 years later. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you, Viva. Thank you, David. And I remember that I called you and I asked you to be our candidate for the election in 2019. And, we were supposed to have a meeting inside, but because of the stay-at-home order and all these COVID nonsense, I remember we had a nice walk in Montreal and we had a good discussion. And I'm very pleased that you said yes for being a candidate for the 2019 election. And now, I'm back. I'm here in Manitoba right now in Winclair and ready to fight, ready for that by-election. And I believe it's a great opportunity for the People's Party. As you know, our candidate in this riding at the last election did very well, 22% of the vote. And we had all across Canada 5%. So that was good for a new political party. But yes, I'm here, and that will be a very, very fun election. And for me, for myself, and I believe for the country, it can be the beginning of a common sense revolution.
Let me ask you this. I mean, I guess we'll get into why there's a by-election. Why is there a by-election in Portage?
Yeah, because in Canada right now, there's 4 by-elections because 4 members of parliament resign. And so the Trudeau government has to call these by-election. And he did it actually today, David. And we have the date of the election. It will be June 19. So here in Portage-Lisgar, that is south of Winnipeg in Manitoba. Another one will be in Winnipeg South in Manitoba. Another one in Westmount, David. Westmount, Montreal, your former riding.
Oh, yeah.
And another one will be in Oxford in Ontario. So 4 by-elections, and at the same date, June 19. and I decided to run in this by-election. But the PPC will have a candidate in every riding, in every by-election.
What happened to Marc Garneau in Westmount, the one who defeated me with 53% of the vote, which shows that people are really thinking about their vote? What happened to him?
Yeah, he resigned. He resigned as a minister a couple of months ago, and he resigned as a member of parliament. So that's why that riding is empty right now. So the by-election will start today also over there.
Amazing. And everyone, just, Marc Garneau, at one point I tweeted out that everybody hates Justin Trudeau, even Marc Garneau. And then he replied to me, says, "How dare you say that? Delete that tweet." And I was like, I think you're protesting a little too hard. Marc Garneau ultimately resigned after having been shuffled out of a position. And then did he ever get offered a diplomatic position in France or something that I suspect I guess he didn't want to take?
Yeah, I think, but that's rumors. Trudeau, people around Trudeau said that they offered that to him. I don't know if it's true or not, but actually he won't be a diplomat for our country. He resigned, and I believe that he will take some time with his family.
I tell you, I never had anything against Marc Garneau. I'm told he's a good person. We know people who know him. Maybe resigning is the only dignified thing that he's done as a Liberal. Who knows? And by the way, just so anybody doesn't have any wild dreams, Westmount NDG, it's going to go Liberal again, 50+%, because Winston, my dog, could run in Westmount. And unless there was a picture, he'd win. And even if there was a picture of him on the ballot, he might still win. Mark, what explains the 22% support for the PPC candidate in Portage?
I believe that, first I must say in Portage-Lisgard, we have a very strong organization, and we had a very strong organization at the last general election in 2021. We had a very good candidate, Solomon. He did very well, a young candidate. And also I came here at the last election to help him. Actually, I had the biggest rally during the last election. We had 3,000 people. And don't forget, David, it was during COVID-19. And as you know, the PPC was and is still here, is the last and the only national political party that was against these draconian measures and for freedom of choice, freedom of speech. And that election went very well. So that being said, I believe that here also in this riding, it's a rural riding, a little bit like my former riding in Beauce, southern of Winnipeg. So as you know, common sense and with rural riding, it's going together. So that's why I believe we had 22%, but this time we will do better. And I'm very pleased. We had a great meeting with our organization on the ground yesterday. They're ready, and I'll be here all the time to fight and have fun and meeting people and speaking about our great policies.
Let me ask you this. So you're running in Portage, and I'm only calling it Portage just for simplicity. If you win, you're going to move out there. Or that's the question, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I told them, I said, the first time I jumped into politics in 2006, before that, I was working in the financial sector in Montreal. I was a VP for a bank and at different financial institutions for 19 years. And I decided to run for the Conservative at that time in 2006. But I was living in Montreal. So when I did run in Beauce, that is about 3 hours and 30 minutes by car southeast of Montreal. And I said to people in Beauce at that time, if I win, I will be part of your life. I will stay here. And that's what I did. And now I'm saying the same thing to our people here in Portage-Lisgard, that, when I will win, I will be with you, and let's start that new relationship.
Let me ask you this. You got arrested. What was the outcome with the arrest for your wildly reckless mass spreader of an outdoor political rally in Manitoba? Did they drop the charges, or is that still pending?
Yes, actually. That's a very good question, because I will be this Tuesday In the court for that, yes, I was arrested, handcuffed, put in jail for a non-crime after a little political gathering in a park. Actually, it's just near Portage, near this riding, and we did a big rally. And we had a big rally the day after my arrest, but they didn't want me to do that rally. So they put me in jail for 12 hours. And the hearing of that case will be this Tuesday in Winnipeg.
You know, I'm bringing up unbelievable. I don't know if this is in response to this. I think it is. It is. You have the child pornography dude out in I think it's Nova Scotia, have the charges dropped because they couldn't get his criminal accusation through the system fast enough, and it's a violation of a constitutional rule of, you know, a quick and speedy trial. You, meanwhile, Maxime, you were arrested. It's going on 2 years, if it's not 2 years already.
That was in June 2021, if I remember the date, around the June 11, 2021. So yeah, a long time ago.
2 flipping years. The process is the punishment, and you still haven't gotten your day in court, but they don't drop the charges against bullshit protest charges. They drop them against the minor stuff, the CP. Okay, good. So we'll follow up on that and see what happens on Tuesday. Politically speaking, Maxime, I mean, look, I'll ask you the black-pilled question. Could you have imagined that, 2 years ago, that it would be this bad today? I mean, we thought it was bad 2 years ago. Is it worse? And could you have imagined this?
Oh, no, my God. Now what is happening, as you know, in Canada, we have a censorship now. The Trudeau government passed the bill C-11, and that will allow the CRTC, the government agency, to be able to censor, YouTuber. And I'm against that bill, but we never know what will happen. And now, Trudeau had a convention, I believe 2 weekends ago. And one of the political idea in his program is, if there's another pandemic, Trudeau and the Liberals partisan were saying that we, the country, must do the same thing that they did at the last pandemic: lockdown, stay-at-home orders, vaccine passport. So I don't know if it will come back, but people remember, and I believe that people in this riding will remember, that I was the only one that was fighting for freedom and the only one who wanted to unite everybody under the freedom umbrella. So that may be part of our campaign. I believe that people are still remembering that. And here there's a lot of small businesses that paid the price because they were not able to be open, as you know.
Yeah, for those who, I think everybody knows, the Liberals on their website, and I covered it last week, still had the same vaccine passport requirements for federal workers, plane travel, train travel, and it was an updated website. So it's not like it was a mistake, unless it was a mistake, but they haven't specified yet. No. Maxime, what do you make of what's going on with the Conservative Party now? I mean, you got... there's a few voices there that are more reliable, and I think actually only maybe one, Leslyn Lewis. What's your take on Pierre Poilievre and whether or not he's just an Aaron O'Toole 2.0?
Well, Pierre Poilievre was a real conservative during his leadership contest. And, he knew that to be the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada, you must actually speak like a conservative. And that's why he was elected with a huge majority. But that being said, now his goal is to be in power and to have more seat. So to have more seat, he will have to please the big GTA in Toronto, and also in Vancouver. So people living in big cities like Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver, there's a lot of seat over there. As you may know, David, there's more seat around Toronto than in all Alberta. And in these big cities, people are more leftist and socialist. So Poilievre is going slowly to the left. And that's why, he's not speaking about the challenge, the big challenge that we have here in Canada about mass immigration. Pierre Poilievre and Trudeau share the same point of view about that. Therefore, mass immigration in 2025 will have 500,000 people that will come here. And it's a lot with a country we are only 38 million people. That is mass immigration. And if you look at the data, Canada received two times more immigrants per capita than any other Western countries. So we receive more immigrants than the US or any other country per capita two times. So
What-
two times. So we must stop that. And we are the only national political body that is speaking for sustainable immigration. I can go on with climate change. Poilievre and Trudeau has the same position on that. Poilievre will impose regulations that will be a cost for businesses. They will transfer that cost to consumers. We, as you know, will withdraw from the Paris Accord. So no any regulation or no tax on climate change. We won't do anything for climate change. I can go on with the gender ideology. Poilievre is not speaking about that. He voted for the bill C4 in Parliament.
Mhm.
That's the bill that you must know that it's you cannot, if you're a parent, you cannot speak to your child if you have a young boy or a young girl and she's or he is not comfortable in his or her body. You cannot have a discussion, or you cannot go and see a doctor to just to try to explain that nobody can be born in a wrong body, but your kids can be with some doctors or some school teachers. They can promote the transition. And as you know, there's no such thing as transitioning. A girl won't be a boy and a boy won't be a girl. But all the conservative, including Poilievre, voted for that bill. The trans ideology is toxic for our society. And we must stop that, and we will. So on a lot of important issues, Poilievre and Trudeau are the same. And people here in this riding, they have an opportunity to send a strong message to the conservative, because the conservative are taking for granted their support. And I hope they will. And so we'll have a discussion about all these issues during this campaign.
I'll just say also, add detail. When Canada says we're seeing a growth like we've never seen, immigration is at an all-time high, the immigration policies, as far as I think I understand it, right now are intended to counter the actual reality, which is emigration out of Canada is at the highest it's been in a quarter century. At least it was last year. Maybe the stats have changed. What way to falsify that number? Let in new immigrants and say the population is growing and we're not actually losing tax-paying citizens. Bill C4, for those of you who don't know, bans conversion therapy. But it only bans it one direction. You can't convert a kid by telling them you're not a girl if you're a boy and you'll grow out of it. That's actually criminalized now. Psychiatrists, psychologists can't properly treat their patients. Bill C11 is the Online Streaming Act. You got Bill C18, which is the Misinformation Act. Maxime, what do people have to do to get you elected in Portage?
But first, if they believe in real conservative principles and they're ready for a huge revolution, a common sense revolution, first of all, people in this riding must go out and vote. Because as you know, in a by-election, the participation rate is very low usually. So we want our people to go out and to vote. And the only argument and the lame argument that the conservative have at every election is don't vote for the PPC because you will split the vote and you will elect Trudeau. So there's no such thing as splitting the vote in a by-election, because the Trudeau government will be there after the election. We are not voting for a new government. We are voting for a strong voice in your riding that will represent you in Ottawa. And so that's why I believe that we will be able to have a lot of support. And I'm asking people living all across the country, if they want to help, they can go on our website, peoplespartyofcanada.ca. They can donate for my campaign here in this riding. They can also be a volunteer if they want to help us and do phone calls, because we'll have a lot of volunteers in the riding that will call the voters to be sure that they are supporting our ideas. They know that what we want to do. So they can help. They can go on our website and they're going to see they can be a volunteer for the campaign. So that's a great challenge, because I can tell you, people here in this riding, I did start my campaign yesterday, Saturday, and I had a couple of events with people across the riding, mostly in Winkler, and we had a good discussion. and they understand that, this time it's time to vote for their values. If they want a new a new vision for this country, they must vote for what they believe in, and not against something. And I believe that they will do that during that campaign.
Well, this is it, Max. Everyone snip and clip, at the very least, that last part. Share it, tweet it, hashtag vote for Max, hashtag elect Max. Maxime, we will keep in touch. You'll let us know what happens. Where can people find you? Where can they, are you taking donations? What can they do to help?
Yeah, they can go to the website, People's Party of Canada.ca, click on donation, click on being a volunteer. And if you live in this riding, read our platform and be informed. I'll be here. I'll be across the riding from now until the end of that by-election. So I'm very happy. It's going well, and we have an opportunity to bring a new common sense voice in Ottawa. And I believe that people in this riding will be able to make history. Because don't forget, David, like the Reform Party of Canada, a Western populist party, they started that party in 1987 with Preston Manning, and we share the same vision. We have almost the same platform. We, the PPC, the platform that we have, it's almost the same than the one that the Reform Party of Canada had at that time. But they had their first Reform Party candidate elected in a by-election also in 1989. And after that, the next election, they were able to have 51 Reform MPs elected. So that's an opportunity in that by-election to send me to Ottawa and start that common sense revolution in our country.
Amazing. Maxime, Godspeed, sir. God bless. Make it happen. And if we can do anything, we will make it happen. So share the word, spread the word. Maxime, we'll keep in touch. You'll let me know you'll let us know what happens.
Absolutely, David. Thank you very much. Have
Thank
a nice
you.
evening.
Thank you. Have a good one. All right, people. Barnes is here. Everyone stop panicking. Barnes is here. I've been looking at him. I was going to bring him in, but if there's going to be a clip to snip and clip and share of Maxime and me talking, Barnes might not want to be part of that goes right. But it would also be weird. Like, what, this is Maxime running for the by-election. We need that clip where he explains you're not splitting your vote anymore, for anyone who ever bought into that argument in the first place. Make it happen, Portage. Make it happen. Now, before I bring Barnes in, because Robert, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Sir, did you become like 10 years younger?
No, just got a haircut.
You look like a baby, Barnes. Okay, you're looking good. Now, I think we're just going to go straight to Rumble, but before we do that, oh shoot, I'll have to click and make sure that everybody knows this was I did put on the sponsored thing. Hold on one second. Did I put it on that this contains a paid promotion? I did. Oh, thank goodness. I would have felt very bad. Like I would have been deceiving people. This is a sponsored video, people. Field of Greens. Something that I use. You all know the shtick that you're supposed to have 5 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, and most people don't. I went to a baseball game today. You know what I didn't see? Raw fruits and vegetables. That's actually not true. There was a taco place that had actual raw fruits and vegetables. Everything else, brown, fried. Nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to have fruits and vegetables every day. Most people don't. Field of Greens, desiccated fruits and vegetables. It's a food. It's not a supplement. It's not an extract. Every spoonful, USDA organic approved, has 1 serving of supersonic, pure organic fruits and vegetables. It's a good, healthy habit to get into. It can replace a bad Red Bull in the afternoon. It tastes good. It looks like swamp water because it's nutrient-filled wonder juice. So thank them and use them. They're good. I use them. Fieldofgreens.com. If you go to the website, promo code VIVA, I hope it's 15%. You get 15% off your order. So fieldofgreens.com. Get in healthy habits. Eat your fruits and vegetables. But when you can't, this is a good supplement, a supplemental food. It's a food, not a supplement. And when you can, even though this is a good habit, it's almost even better than a Starbucks coffee. Cheaper, healthier, and you don't have to go, ask for a tall venti fufu with whatever the hell the stuff is there. Robert, sir, how are you doing?
Good.
So may I ask where you are?
Nashville.
All right. May I ask why you are in Nashville?
Nephew graduating from high school.
Okay. See, I'm nervous, people. I didn't know this, and I asked him. He's like, "Well, I've been arrested, David, and I've been trying to keep it quiet." All right, we're gonna go over to Rumble right away because we're 30 minutes in. Maxime Bernier, guys, snip, clip, share away, spread the word. Hashtag vote for Max. Robert, what do we have on the menu, just for everybody who knows to follow us over to Rumble?
Well, Twitter's got a new CEO. Is she a woke disaster, or is that an exaggerated response or premature reaction? Charges in the subway case, like you predicted, sadly. Federal gun law invalidated, and some other issues involving gun issues. The Trump trial in New York reached a verdict on the civil side. The Scary Poppins sues Fox. The Supreme Court had a big Commerce Clause case. What came down from that very split decision? Georgia election lawsuit from 2020 has been reinstated. Carrie Lake had a hearing and may have a trial this week on the signature verification question, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, currently calendared if the court allows it to proceed. Big injunction in the immigration case concerning the lapsing of Title 42 and the new parole policies of the Biden administration. Fired teachers win a big vaccine mandate lawsuit. The debt ceiling. Is the debt ceiling unconstitutional, as some have suggested? Can Biden unilaterally just start issuing new debt regardless of the debt ceiling under the 14th Amendment? In Pakistan, Imran Khan arrested and then massive protest and then released by the Pakistani Supreme Court as the regime change effort continues there. A few bonus cases. Florida hate speech law. Is it unconstitutional? Gamers versus Microsoft. And a couple of big criminal cases that came out of the U.S. Supreme Court this past just recently, including 2 New York cases that we discussed previously concerning federal fraud, and a foreign indictment case concerning when you can indict the bank of a foreign government. And so those are just a few quick bonus cases that we have. But yeah, about 12 top topics, 15 on the menu. 2 most popular: Twitter CEO in the Carrie Lake case.
Oh, yeah.
Twitter new CEO will be first, and then the Carrie Lake case will be middle of the agenda. So you got to hang around to get that update.
And everybody, happy Mother's Day. I'm in a bit of trouble because I did call my mother.
Everybody, happy Mother's Day. You're ending Marion. You're like, I'm going to go to a baseball game, hang out with Robert. I'll see you later, honey.
No,
but is today something supposed to be significant? What do you think? What?
Marion came to the game, but the other thing is she came to the game, and then I ended up leaving her with Grobert because my kid. That's
your idea of a gift to get stuck with Grobert at a baseball game. Talking her ear off about it.
No, what ended up happening is it turns out my kid's a little bit like me and doesn't have an attention span for baseball, and he's like, I want to go get a ball. So we ended up trying to find the best place to get foul balls. Didn't get one, so we had to buy a ball. But happy Mother's Day, people. Not that my mother counts the kids, but I was told I was the last kid to have called her today to wish her a happy Mother's Day. All right, people, you got the link to Rumble. Get on over there. There's 1,529. What did I just do? Am I frozen? Robert, do you hear me?
I hear you, yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry, my face froze. 1,545 people on YouTube. Make your way over to Rumble because we're ending it right now. The entire stream will be up on YouTube tomorrow, but you're going to lose the live. So that's the privileges of going exclusive to Rumble and follow.